Our game is a first-person Souls-like with historically accurate French zombie creatures. We're releasing it next year, but we already did a playtest where over 200,000 people signed up. Firstly, thank you for playing, and it seems like a lot of you enjoyed it. But you also told us about a few issues that we're gonna try to fix. In this video, we're gonna talk about the playtest and show you a brand new level.
Hello everyone, my name is Radosław, I'm a game director of Valor Mortis.
And I'm Jared from Lyrical Games. Recently, we showed off a new level that's a little bit different than what you've seen before.
This level is called the Noose. It is the first time we truly see the human cost of Napoleon's endless war and the Crimson Plague. This desolate village isn't just a battlefield, it's a terrifying metaphor for the noose of occupation titans around ordinary people.
Can you guess what horror game this level is inspired by? This level introduces new enemies that weren't in the playtest. Firstly, there's the villagers, farmers, craftsmen, shepherds, but they're now corrupted by the neptoglobin that Napoleon's armies have unleashed. They attack in unpredictable, almost feral ways, forcing you to stay alert for whoever might be around the corner.
Then the arrival of the Relentless completely changes the rhythm of combat. These elite nepto-infused soldiers are faster, more aggressive and far more dangerous than anything encountered before. Armed with massive greatswords, these soldiers fight with inhuman aggression, speed and also strength.
And the last new enemy is Sergeant Gaspard Cannon Hand Dubois. He's a hulking mass of flesh with, you guessed it, a cannon for a hand. Not to be confused with Cannon Head, who you'll meet later in the game. And to make the combat for all these enemies more fun, there's a few issues that you brought up during the playtest we're going to address. Equally important is how the game is set in a historically accurate Napoleonic era.
Well, so the historical context of this level is the brutal, everyday reality of occupation. But for our hero, for William, this is a crisis of conscience.
This isn't war, this is damnation.
He joined the army in good faith. Yet here he witnesses crimes committed by his fellow soldiers. Are these atrocities isolated incidents? That's the core question the level poses to William.
Apart from Napoleon, there will be other historical figures in the game. Some of them will be NPC characters that you'll get to interact with, but we're not going to spoil anything right now. In the playtest, you already met a bit of a one-way conversation.
The light in those lanterns, it is of my own design.
I have 1,000 questions.
In the full game, we'll have dialogue and story choices, so you can learn more about this world. So what horror game inspired this level? Did you guess it?
Well, so this level is inspired by a title that is beloved by many of us, and it is Resident Evil 4. You will feel that same tension of entering a seemingly quiet rural village that quickly turns quite hostile. It's our tribute to that iconic sense of dread and chaos. Kind of reimagining through the world and tone of Valor Mortis.
And now to our next big topic, the playtest. Firstly, a huge thank you to everyone who played. We've read so many comments and opinions, and since we're still pretty far away from launch, there's time to actually work and improve on a lot of these things. There's three main things with combat that we want to make better for the full game.
Number one, combat readability. For some players, they found enemy attacks, especially defensors, hard to read. We are addressing that by improving wind-ups, adding a little bit stronger pre-attack audio cues, and enhancing the distinction between blocks and parries, both visually and in sound. This should make combat feel clearer, more fair, and even more satisfying when you nail this perfect timing. Then controls and the key bindings. So keyboard players often mentioned that blocking on control or using alt wasn't comfortable for them. So we will take another look at the default layout and also highlight the option to rebind controls and make sure custom bindings are properly saved between sessions. We'll also encourage players to try using a side mouse button as a convenient and very ergonomic alternative for blocking or dodging. And then number three, the target lock and camera behavior. So the target lock was one of the most discussed features during the playtest, and the feedback was incredibly valuable for us. So the players pointed out situations where it felt a little bit inconsistent, especially in multi-enemy encounters or during the boss fight. We plan to refine the system to make it smoother and more reliable, with better camera tracking, smarter target prioritization, and extended range that supports both melee but also the ranged combat.
Almost everything we've shown so far, even with the new level, is from the very beginning of the game. Trust me, there's way more environments, enemies, and kinds of gameplay that we're going to be adding. One of the most fun parts of the playtest was the speedrun contest. A huge congrats to Pengu for finishing the playtest level in under 5 minutes.
It's always amazing to watch how quickly the community masters our mechanics and breaks the game in a creative ways. We absolutely love it.
You gotta check out the video, it's pretty crazy. And before we wrap up, there's a few questions from Discord I'd like to answer. 1. Yes, you'll be able to respec in the skill tree, but it'll probably cost Catalyst for you to do so. 2. We love dismemberment in games and we're still working on making it even better. 3. We're not gonna say too much right now, but there will be some cool Nefto powers that you'll be able to harness later in the game. No spoilers yet. If you wanna ask more questions like that, lots of the dev team are in the Discord. You can join in the link below.
Once again, huge thanks to everyone who played, died, fought, and shared their thoughts. Your feedback is shaping Valor Mortis every single day. We will be heads down working on the game for the next few months, so we won't have anything big to share for a while.
If you'd like to see more like this, click some of the buttons below this video so we know that you like it.
But your feedback has given us a lot to think about and reflect on, so now we gotta keep going and make the rest of the game. Thanks.